Hello everybody, this is Amir Alwani from PotentNews.com. Welcome back from continuing off the last video there. And so again, if in case you guys missed it, I am available for tarot readings and astrology readings. So hit me up on here or via my website's contact information to organize that. Or to ask me about pricing at that time or whatever. And so yeah, in the last video I ended off talking a lot about how there's a lot of instances of 18 and 9 pertaining to entry into Age of Aquarius and anything to do with the technocracy basically. And I was also talking about how there was a Capricorn stellium that was happening at the end of January, and so that might mean too much Capricorn energy, and that Justin Trudeau himself is a Capricorn, so that might mean too much Justin Trudeau, you know. I mean, not that, yeah, you know what I mean. So, you know what I mean. So, so basically, let's get into some of the alignments here, because just to branch off of that number 18, what we had on, because we said there was the Mars entered this Capricorn stellium. Let me see if I can pinpoint when that happened. Mars enters Capricorn January 24th, as I mentioned in the second last video maybe. And again, that 2 + 4 is 6, right, resonating with the 2022 being a number 6 year. And that at the end of that at the end of January, you had that Capricorn stellium. So what's interesting is hold on a second. I wish I had my stuff a little better organized here, but hold on. Alright, so if we okay, so at the end of January, you had the Capricorn stellium be at like almost seemingly maximum capacity or whatever, like 5 planets or whatever, with the moon there too, and that happened with that happened hold on a second, let me hit this, because I know I don't want to say, but it's just I gotta hit this. Okay, so Capricorn stellium, meaning status quo energies, looking after tradition, making sure, you know, tradition is upheld, things like that, making sure there's order and structure, you know, and that was all happening January 29th, amid Aquarius stellium also. Alright, hold on. No, well, I can't remember if there was an Aquarius stellium on that, but definitely very shortly after that, we come to, as I said before, February 1st, new moon in Aquarius. With that same day, that was, okay, new moon in Aquarius, 12:45 a.m. on a Tuesday, with the moon entering Aquarius's critical degree that same day at 3:01 p.m. to 6:19 p.m. This was on a Tuesday, and Tuesday is connected to Mars, and Mars is, we said Mars entered Capricorn. When was that again? Hold on again. Hold on. Mars entered Capricorn. Mars enters Capricorn. Where is that? Oh, okay. Alright, let me find this here. Bear with me. Yes. Okay. January 24th. We just said that, right? So Mars enters Capricorn January 24th. Then the Capricorns, then Venus goes direct January 29th. Same day the truckers start their shit, or plan to be getting to the capital. And then also, we said Mars is exalted Mars is exalted in Capricorn. And again, let me confirm that. Can't believe I forgot that, but yes, it is. So Mars is doing this thing extra hard in Capricorn, basically. So adding to that risk of too much Capricorn energy when you have that Capricorn stellium. And having this resonate with the number 6 in general, since this Mars entered Capricorn January 24th. And 2022 is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6, just like 2 plus 4 is 6. Now, we had on January, hold on. So again, to touch upon it again, even shortly before this, in January 18th, that number again happens. Uranus goes direct January 18th, same day. The true North Node leaves Gemini, goes to Taurus. But that Uranus direct January 18th is, like I said before, starts an 218-day cycle that ends in August 24th. There's that number again, 24. With Taurus being on the 18th degree, Uranus and Taurus in the 18th degree, there's that number again, with the 18, with the 24. You see how these things are combining? It's, if you're not seeing it visually, it's harder. I understand that, but there are so there's more to cover though with this. But what I'm saying is there's a huge kickoff point on the 1st, okay? And so I think that was really like a new beginning point, because even before that you had a lot of people, and maybe you had, I can't remember when the first drone footage was taken. There's two pieces of drone footage that I've that were seen that were really impressive, but in terms of the numbers of how many people were out there. But the point is, January 24th, you had that Mars Mars entering Capricorn on the January 24th. You had Mars entering Capricorn. This date is significant because that 2 plus 4 is resonating with the 2022. Just like the Uranus going direct on January 18th ends August 24th, 2022. There's that 24 again, and it's happening on the 18th, but when Taurus is in the 10th degree. But then after that 218 days, it ends when Taurus is in the 18th degree. So there's that 18 again. Okay, so then and I hold on a second. Okay, so basically a shitload of Capricorn good energies and Aquarius good energies, Capricorn stellium, Aquarius stellium, amplified by the fact that it was Tuesday, amplified for the February 1st, 2022, amplified by the fact that that day was a Tuesday, amplified by the fact that that day was a new moon in Aquarius no less, and this resonating with the 2 plus 9, because Aquarius is the 11th house, and we're talking about a situation where on the 29th, Venus went direct in Capricorn in the 11th degree, coinciding with the moon being in Sagittarius on the 29th degree at that same exact time. So a lot of overlap. And you have the Sun square Uranus shortly after that, and the January 30th, so, no time to get into that. I'm going to skip over some of that. But yeah, long story short, a lot of things seem to coalesce February 1st, 2022, and then you had Mercury go direct on the 3rd. We started to, think and communicate clearer. Mars sextile Jupiter on the 4th, so we started to get some hope from drawing lines in the sand. I think this one I'll start to read then. Okay, I don't know if that might expand too much. Alright, whatever. I'm just going to get into it because why not? Because it gives some good context to a lot of this. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, I know there's too much here. I think I might even skip that part. But yeah, in one of the other videos, I mentioned that guy who mowed down 4 freedom protesters with his vehicle, and I mentioned that I heard about that on the 5th, or the video that was where I saw the screenshot of that happening was on tweeted the 5th. That's the earliest I saw it. I don't know, but that the Sun conjunct Saturn was on the 4th, so that was on the 15th degree, and that's why I was wondering about I don't. I said people mentioned that the 15th degree is an avatar degree, which can bring lucky accidents and resourcefulness and coincidences. I forget which sites mentioned that, but like this is something known to that apparently, and so I don't know if that's a lucky accident. Uh, the person mowing down people, of course, obviously, I wouldn't. That's not good. But if someone if someone was gonna do some shit to like give the freedom protesters a lot more clout and moral high ground, like I guess that's the shit you want to do. If you want to make yourself look like a piece of shit, and then and make the people you're arguing with just look a lot better than you, then that's what you would do. I imagine if that's what you wanted to do is to go out and it's a shame that that happened, but all that person did was shoot himself in the foot by giving other people the opportunity to say, look at that person. Like, this is the kind of, I don't even know, like, so I can't say for sure whether that happened on the 4th or the 5th. I didn't look into it enough to know, but that was happening. Essentially, though, the Sun conjunct Saturn, that's like Sun is ego and Saturn is order and structure, and so you might have too much ego when you're disseminating order and structure in some way, shape, or form. And so yeah, that could also mean limitations imposed, which is Saturn, which give the limiter a sense of purpose, which is the Sun. And you might have vitality, which is the Sun, being brought from delayed gratification, which is Saturn. You might be conscious of, which is the Sun. You're conscious of humanitarian needs, which is Aquarius, and how those needs are impacted by laws or mandates, which is Saturn. So that could have all fit in some way, shape, or form. You also had this be on the 15th degree, and one quick tidbit I'll throw, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video or not, but the word medical dictatorship has the same numerical value as the word vaccine passports, and that's from the LCH Kabbalah cipher for gematria, and that is a value of 159 for both of those words, and 1 plus 5 plus 9 equals 15, and that would point to the devil card in tarot. The 15th tarot card is the devil. So that is something that may very well be resonating with that Sun conjunct Saturn that was in the 15th degree. That happened on February 4th. And so without going into that too much, there's some of this that I think I'm going to skip in the interest of time. Then we had February 6th, we had Mars square Chiron. And that was in Capricorn, that was the 9th degree. So that could have meant cops throwing their weight around while people have a hard time standing up for themselves. The cops could be Capricorn, throwing your weight around is Mars. People having a hard time standing up for themselves is Chiron or Aries, or Chiron in Aries. Cops projecting weakness on their surroundings and making up for it with hard-headed or impatient or bossy attitude. That's hard-headed and impatient would have been the Aries moon at that time, and bossy attitude would have been Capricorn. Albeit calm and more of a defensive stance if it's later in the evening, and I did cover some of that in the first video, I think, when I mentioned the moon in Taurus, and that generally and this, yeah, we're talking about this February 6th here, by the way. So I did mention that moon in Taurus, February 6th, the positive would have been people more on the defensive and slower and stopping to smell the roses. The negative would have been people being too concerned with standards and succumbing to just following orders, dictatorship kind of stuff. And I mentioned that was when a tweet came out saying Ottawa police have removed all fuel and propane from Freedom Convoy truck parking lot. And I mentioned also that there was a video of a protester talking about how the cops were nice while they were stealing the fuel. You know, so these are all things to consider. Again, this is in the backdrop, or in the background is the true known Taurus, also adding that risk of being more like a dictator. And of course, we already mentioned the Capricorn stellium a lot, which is exacerbating that. But here's the thing, so we mentioned earlier all that stuff about 18. Well, this Mars square Chiron, which we mentioned happened February 6th, the morning of February 6th. The sun actually entered the 18th degree of Aquarius that day on 2:51 p.m. and for about 24 hours or so. Okay, so that 18th degree is tricky. Some people call it, I forget who called it, the evil degree and stuff like that. But everything we mentioned earlier about how Age of Aquarius and the transition into Age of Aquarius entails the opposite of the Virgo, the opposite of the Pisces traits, because we're leaving Pisces, we're entering Aquarius, so the opposite of Pisces is Virgo. So Virgo is connected to, like, the Hermit card, the ninth tarot card, and being neurotic about health and stuff like that. So I just find it interesting that this Mars square Chiron, which could have meant people the power structure throwing their weight around, was on a day where the sun was entering the 18th degree. And the moon entered the 29th degree apparently that day at 5:57 or at 3:57 p.m. So and earlier that day at 10:11 a.m. that was when moon entered Aries' critical degree of 26, and here we just mentioned Mars in Capricorn square Chiron in Aries, and it's on the 9th degree, which is the number 9. I've heard connected to Mars, which rules Aries anyway. So it's kind of like, even more kind of standoffish energy there. Anyway, moving on. Then you also have the next day. That was a Sunday. The next day, on a Monday, you had a video come out. Ottawa police announced their plans to target, harass, and prosecute Canadian protesters. So that seems a little bit like throwing your weight around. And then Tuesday, which is connected to Mars, was next. That's February 8th, and Mars in Capricorn trine Uranus in Taurus. So that meant, oh boy, there's going to be a lot here. Alright, hold on. So resuming this. So February 8th. And here we have even more 11, even more signature of Aquarius, with this Mars trine Uranus happening on the 11th degree. Right, so it's a trine, they're in the same element. You got the Capricorn is Earth, Taurus is Earth. So the positive of what this February 8th alignment means is a fighting spirit, which is Mars, gets boosted and people gain a sense of responsibility, which is Capricorn, via the solidification of conviction and awakening, which is Uranus. So, you know, if you know your values, that's like conviction. So that's a Taurus thing, knowing your values. And this is found here with the Uranus in Taurus, but also, of course, with that true node Taurus in the background, lending itself to this. So again, the positive use of this Mars trine Uranus energy, which, by the way, is that stopped being in the 1 degree orb on the 9th. So that the most of that is kind of, at least, we're not feeling that much of that anymore, but it's worth mentioning it. As we now get to Venus conjunct Mars, which is pretty soon. So those Mars energies which we're mixing with Uranus are probably going to be found in whatever is going to mix with Venus around now, if that makes any sense. So anyway, coming back to the definition of this Mars in Capricorn trine Uranus in Taurus, the negative version of this would be authority figures, which is Capricorn, may be too dry or dictatorial. That's that Cap Taurus and the Cap Stellium thing. Or too radical, which is the Uranus. So, I mean, to me, that reminds me of when the cops were saying that it's illegal to bring fuel to a fucking truck. So all of a sudden that's illegal now, you know, so it is what it is. Like I said, you know, like Age of Aquarius, it's about the group mind. If you try to get the group in one way, it's like hitting whack-a-mole. You know that game with the whack-a-mole where you hit one and then another one comes up and then you gotta hit that one and you just keep coming up. That's the nature of this kind of thing. So yeah, let me get back on track here. So yeah, that is the Mars trine Uranus. You know, on the positive end, you get boosted with your Mars, your fighting kind of spirit gets boosted from this long-term liberation itch thing with the Uranus and Taurus. And if you know your values, then you can, you know, fight for freedom in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be on the macro level or whatever. It could be just with your own people or whatever. And it happened on the 8th, which is a number that's connected to Saturn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. And we just mentioned all this Cap Stellium, overload of Earth stuff. So there's a lot of power that was found in that day. And there's a lot of stuff else to be said about this. You know, just real quickly, we said Mars was exalted in Capricorn already. Uranus falls in Taurus. The nodal axis is Scorpio-Taurus. Uranus is exalted in Scorpio. Mars previously was the ruler of Scorpio. The 8th day is connected to the 8th house. Scorpio energies also. Numerology connected to Saturn, like I just mentioned. Saturn Capricorn. We also had a Taurus moon balance those Uranus energies out a bit, maybe.